Won quite convincingly. So one of them was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take revenge here." So yeah, let me just introduce these players. In the top right, we have the red Protoss from Team Druids. It's Druids WonnaPlay, and I just wait. Did I mess up the colors? Yeah. In the top right, it's KSďaak, and in the bottom left, it's Druids WonnaPlay. This is ESL Entombed Valley, so both players should be aware that this is a cross-spawn map. I've seen it happen at IEM. I think it was Grubby versus Hasselhops, where Grubby did not know and Hasselhops did, and Hasselhops proceeded to proxy 2-gate him in base, and yeah, Grubby kind of lost. I think WonnaPlay is kind of losing to this, listening to the stream, which at this point isn't too bad, or he's just doing that on stream just to mess with everyone. I'm fine with it either way, but I'm gonna be not talking strats here for another minute. Oh, these guys are really trash talking.
Yeah, I think that we've got another observer in the game as well, so they might be talking a little bit to him if nothing else. Because you know you were speaking Dutch in the lobby. I'm not gonna fault you because if all you guys are Dutch, I'm the odd man out, so it doesn't really matter. And it seems like WonnaPlay doesn't quite know that it's cross spawn, and actually neither does Shock. So they're going. Oh no, he's just checking the proxy spots. Okay,
Yeah.
so no fault there. So he knows that it's probably gonna be cross spawn. Well, he should know that it's gonna be cross spawn. Of course, WonnaPlay goes on up. Perhaps he just wanted to go for like the very farthest way that he can safely mine, which it should be up in that base and get that mineral.
I'm keeping an eye on this probe, and I'm really trying to figure out why he decided. I guess he just waypointed it that way because he is gonna go on his merry way and scout. Both players' probes actually arriving at each other's bases at a very similar time, and there's no stalker or zealot out yet to be able to do anything against it. And both players, you know, opening quite standard. First zealot now on the way out for WonnaPlay. And it looks like, yeah, there's Sharks, so neither of these players are going to be skipping it. Important to note, both of them already have a second gas up at this time, which might very well indicate some sort of early tech. Would not be surprised to see a RoboBay going up any second, perhaps a Stargate. Yeah, I think these players, since they're scouting each other so, you know, carefully, I don't expect them to go for an expansion. We're going to see Stalker out from both. Okay, actually, Shark actually opts to go for the sentry rather than the Stalker, so he's going to be a bit more defensive. While WonnaPlay is going to be able to use that Stalker for map control.
Yeah, I must say that I do believe that Shock is going to be going for the Stargate. I've seen the sentry out fairly often, and then we see the Stargate, and we've got a double Stargate. This is my absolute favorite situation in all of the PvP existence.
Wow.
Phoenix is my favorite unit in Starcraft 2, which means that, you know, I can see twice as many Phoenix in this matchup when they go for these builds than I can ever do otherwise.
Yeah, it's actually become rather common in harder this format game for Protoss versus Protoss to go Phoenixes. If I watch like Grubby stream, it happens like 1 in every 3 games. It'll be Stargate, like mass Phoenix versus mass Phoenix. Neither player, like I mentioned, is going for an expansion, but their Stargate timings are so similar that I think might end up with either a very long game, or one player will try to sort of bust the other and end up, you know, with a big advantage or disadvantage. But it's not that common. Actually, now a RoboBay now coming up for Shaq, so he might actually be doing something like that, something with it. I doubt it though. We'll see.
It's a very, like, you have to get this RoboBay if you want to be absolutely safe and sound as a Protoss player, because if you go for the Phoenix and he goes for just a blind DT rush, you're not going to be able to get that RoboBay up when there's a DT inside of your base, so you need to have it to get detection. What WonnaPlay is doing right now is very risky, since he's opting to skip that RoboBay.
Yeah.
Of course, it's going to be even more so risky since it doesn't even have that sentry out to be able to force wheel. DT rushes are very uncommon though, and he now warps in that sentry, so he's got a sentry out in case the DTs should be coming. But if they were to be rushed up, this would be very hard to hold it, even. They would see the Robo facility, going down for him as well.
Yeah.
So and we've got the 4 Phoenix versus 4 Phoenix in just a couple of seconds time. We'll just have to wait and see if they want to go any further up than that.
Yeah, we have another scouting probe coming in from Sjak, who just managed to miss those phoenixes, and both players are actually moving out their phoenixes at the same time, so we might see a very interesting exchange here.
Yeah,
Keep in mind that it looks like WonnaPlay is up to throw down 2 more gateways and the Robo Bay, like you mentioned. So I really doubt we're going to see the whole mass phoenix thing going to happen here. Actually, a warp prism from Sjak on the way, and now the phoenixes are flying in each other's base at the exact same time, lifting off. Well, a lot of probes for one player, and yeah, now the others go up as well, and bit of a panic move from both players. Sjak really not being as effective now, taking down that sentry. While WonnaPlay is, well, how many probes did he manage to kill already? 8 versus the 4, which Sjak has killed. But Sjak is actually, yeah, and the Stalker, and now finally the Zealot. He's got another lift up on his Phoenix if he wants to, but I think he's opting to save it. So. Oh wow, WonnaPlay is now camping the Stargate off Sjak, managing to take out all of those Phoenixes, which forces Sjak to return with his Phoenixes and try to, win the fight. And I think this one Phoenix might get sniped. No, he's gonna go for a couple of probes earlier on. 2 Stalkers not being warped in, and he is gonna be able to chase these Phoenixes away. He's not coming in at too good an angle that he'll actually be able to catch these Phoenixes. Oh, they're gonna cross into each other, doing a bit of damage. No Phoenixes going down, one down yet. Both players are trying Phoenixes quite equally, but yeah, quite significant losses already for WonnaPlay. Looks like he's going to be losing all of these Phoenixes, which leaves 3 over for Sjak, which gives him a bit of an advantage. And in response, WonnaPlay throws down a Nexus. Very interesting.
Yeah, that Nexus is, I mean, it's fairly good. It should be really, really safe because Phoenix can't really do anything against buildings, and the ground army is not all that big for Sjak right now. Of course, it should be slightly bigger than his opponent, and well, it really depends like what you would call bigger, since it's 2 Zealots versus 4 Stalkers with 4 Zealots versus 2 Stalkers, so it's more or less identically big. But I would say that the Stalkers are a little bit better, but then of course the 5 Phoenix are going to be weighing so heavily in the favor of Sjak that he can just lift off all of the Stalkers more or less, and then just kill up the sentry, kill up 2 Zealots, and then drop down 1 Stalker at a time, because he's got a lot of energy on those Phoenix as well. So he should be able to go for almost 2 lifts when he wants to go on in an attack.
I think you're pretty much nailing it. I really think he wants to hit a boss timing with these Phoenixes. Now going for a bit of a harass actually. And yeah, he hasn't really brought his army to the front, even though he's thrown down 2 proxy pylons. But he spots the expansion. That should really tell him like, okay, I'm on 1 base. He's already got his Nexus. I have to go kill him, And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's warping in at the front, a couple of more Zealots, and he really wants to hit his timing with these Phoenixes. Going to try and take down as much of these Stalkers as possible. WonnaPlay, however, sees this coming with the Observer. He sees the Immortal. He does not have an Immortal of his own, which is actually going to be a really big deal in the upcoming fight. Phoenix is now lifting up the first Stalkers. Zealots trying to close the distance, but the Stalkers are being micro really well, trying to pick up these Phoenixes. However, WonnaPlay is being, driven back, but does a nice warp in and actually manages to hold high ground with pure Stalker Zealot. So the first attack has already been forwarded. The lifts not doing a lot, a whole lot much. Sjak warping in additional Stalkers, and once again going to go for it. Just going to pick up the Zealots, just going to try to force the ground here, so he can take down the tankiness of these Zealots and have his Immortal go to town on these Stalkers wherever possible. And well, the supply difference is really telling a big story. Stalkers being stuck behind here a bit for Sjak, and his Phoenix is not doing anything here without energy. But he's trying to force these Stalkers into a corner, having these Immortals fire on them.
Yeah, the Immortal is doing a lot of damage. We've got a second Immortal just about to pop one out as well. We've got, probes fighting against Zealots. That's not really a pretty sight to see. Now they're fighting up against that Immortal. The Immortal's shields are now gone, but it's still got life left, and it should be able to finish up those Stalkers. And he goes, "Alas!" and I get that is a curse word or something in Dutch, because it really sounds like